training. And we were talking about group, and he said he got this from someone that if you want to go fast, then go alone. And if you want to go far, then go together.
Mm.
And and there's kind of saying, like I really love to move quickly, and I get sometimes really frustrated by having to check in with other people, not saying like I can go fast on my own, and recognizing the limitation of that. And that I can only go to a superficial fastness. I can only go lots of things superficially, but quickly, but I can't go far and deep unless I'm
Mm.
with other people. Um, and that I think is kind of what the retreat is about, right? Is how can we go further together or go deeper together?
Mm. I think that's a big part of what it's about. And I resonate with that a lot. I feel, oh, yeah, like the challenge of being communicative enough to work with other people consistently, and the difficulty that that brings, that can like invite me to just go, just I'll just do it myself.
Yeah.
I'll just try. But then I'm often feeling like very alone, very isolated, quite dissatisfied actually. Um, because lacking, yeah, I'm not actually interacting with humans a lot of the time. That's a lot of my life. It's like very trying to do things alone, and then consistently coming back to that reminder, like reminding myself and reminding others, like, hey, we're not meant to do this alone. This is not how it works. Like, and I feel like that's just something I have to keep rewinding and playing again and again and again and again because it
Thank you. We're
takes.
not meant to do it alone. Like it's kind of silly, isn't it? And society keeps where we seem to be isolating more and more and more. Um,
Mm,
and the thing that I keep coming back to, which we're offering in the retreat, is the difficult emotions, and there's some shame being around feeling
mm,
difficult emotions. I just came out of a one-on-one call, holding space for a difficult emotion and realizing that there's so much that kind of problem solving with emotion, trying to solve the problem of emotion.
mm,
And when really we need to feel it, and we can't always perhaps isolate what that feeling is in isolation.
mm,
And being with another person allows it to come up, and actually having that emotion witnessed and naming it and not shaming it feels, well, so, I don't know, deep and healing
mm,
and real, just like that's how it's supposed to be, authentic.
mm,
Um, and I suppose that's kind of where I've been leading and what I found myself in the very first grief ritual that I did. It was by accident. And I do fall into these things by accident because I don't think I would ever choose them. So many things.
uh,
My body just leaves me in. Um, and so I kind of say that because going into this grief ritual, I was like, oh, okay, I'm in a grief ritual. And it was the sweetest sadness in being witnessed and being with other people and holding other people and being held and going through this as a group. It had me see that there's so much sweetness and sadness when we're together. And the bonding
mm,
and the depth and the tenderness. And what came out of that in this group, just like, kind of like the whole body softening into another person is the most
mm,
natural way. And the whole group are just in cohesion somehow and just, ah, it's really natural. And the moving of that into such joyful play afterward, and it's kind of
mm,
jumping around in a just, I don't know how to explain it, but I think
mm,
I want more of that. And
mm,
I
mm,
I don't know, I kind of think maybe there's a place for that in the world, the way of the ancients and how it used to be.
mm.
So that
Mm.
side of it, that's kind of my part. So that I think.
Yeah, when you say that, what comes up for me immediately is this sense of this this full spectrum of humanness that we get to enjoy when we have the courage to lean into those things that are in society seen as, something to be dealt with in private or on your own or shameful. And yeah, it's been coming up for me the last few days, something around this, like unlocking, yeah, the ability to feel this grief, like to process this grief with others. And then, like you said, like immediately it seems like switching to play, switching to joy, something gets unlocked in that. And and I was feeling into this retreat actually, and the sense I got was like, how can we come together and allow allow ourselves to be in community and really feel like, and sometimes that can be a scary thing to go, oh, we're going to feel like it takes a lot of courage to feel. It takes, yeah, it's a commitment to yourself to open in that way. And yet it's not that hard. And it's so much better in community. Like when we're having the courage to come in and start to feel together, everything gets unlocked. Like it's like the life force expands. And for me personally, like when I'm on my own a lot, I notice my life force is really diminished. Like I'm living, it's like the river of life is like this, right? And I'm swimming in this tiny little bit. When actually there's this whole river to experience. Like there's this whole thing that could be enjoyed. And I'm just like limiting myself to this. And I don't know it because I'm just used to that, right? When I'm in that. But then to come into spaces where we get to feel more, it's like, oh wow, there's like this whole this whole beautiful river of life. And I think that's what
Yes.
this is
And
about.
and I guess, that this is exactly what we're setting up on retreat. We're setting up experiences and activities to invite greater life force. And to exactly that, to in some way that can could potentially feel like a stretch of oneself, moving to the edge. But do you want to share a little bit about the things that you're offering that's going to support that kind of, we called it like breathe, connect, and evolve, like what
Mm,
is evolution and how we're like
yeah.
asking for that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, for me, it's all about like expanding like this capacity to hold life force energy to let it move through. And all of the small things and like, bigger processes that support that. So I was feeling into how important it is to move, to dance and shake every day. Like to do that and have fun and play with each other. Like it excites me so much to think about that. Like that alone, I feel is something that it sounds so simple, right? It's so like, oh yeah, it's just straightforward. But how often do you do it? How often do we do it with others? How often do we get to be seen and celebrated in that playful, joyful way of being? And then from there, like, how can we be seen in more of the fullness of who we are and then connect with each other more? And one of the most beautiful ways that I've learned to do that is with breath, and particularly with something called like a mandala breath, which you've tried. You've experienced that. And we do this every year in Italy in the where the students graduate, and it's the most honestly the most profound, powerful connecting time. It's a way to really allow yourself to be seen more fully, which is can be quite vulnerable. But the end result is just love, just love, connection. And what a relief to allow yourself to be actually seen, and then to be met and loved in it. Um, I don't know, I can't really say, it's hard to put words to that sense, and every time I'm in that space it just feels so, I'm so deeply moved by what's happening, because it's just humans being with each other, and it's so simple, and
Mm.
it's just, oh,
I
love
really
it.
feel your love for it and the passion for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what we're bringing, right? Like all the little things that we found such profound, um, I don't know, joy or like the change or something, expansion in, and we're bringing all our favorite things to the retreat. Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe
gonna be
is
fun
it,
for me.
yeah, is it, what are you excited about? Is there something that you've,
I'm excited about ritual. Um, I'm it's weird, for me, I think I moved into a life phase that there's a little less excitement about it. It's just quite even keel. Um, and it's so much excitement. What is that? Ooh, it's actually a longing. That's what I feel. This longing
Hmm.
to come into deeper connection. I feel myself in a regular society getting a little bit
Yeah.
apathetic about the superficial and kind of like and then underneath it's like this longing. I just really long to just go a little bit deeper. I really want to hear from your heart. I really want to feel and connect and share from my heart and the
Mm.
depth of my humanness. So it's more of a longing, I think, than an excitement for this retreat. And the people that are coming, the ones that I know, are people that I love really dearly.
Mm.
And I've known for a little while. We've been in and out of the same community. And so in that respect, like knowing already that we can move straight beyond the superficial, and there's nothing wrong with superficial. It's easy and it's every day.
Mm.
But having this opportunity for us to just drop and actually love each other in the most authentic human way. If it's comfortable to just
Mm.
put my arm around you and you put your arm around me, and there's no weirdness about that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
and to hold hands with everyone or anyone. And that's okay and not weird and doesn't have to mean, oh, what does that mean? Da, da, da. Like it's just
Mm.
a natural human way of connecting and to be in eye contact with somebody without it having to mean anything, but it's just a beautiful, authentic way of
Mm.
connecting. And so that's what I'm looking forward to, I guess. Like, is it
Mm.
possible that longing can be met? Um, yeah.
Mm. I'm feeling it so much. My body feels so, I feel the longing in me too. It's like quite strong.
Mm.
Ah, yeah, there's a feeling of mm, wishing for more of this. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel
Mm.
like this space and time that a retreat allows for, where we don't have to take care of the superficial things like bill paying and dog walking and those
Mm.
things they're important, but just carving out this
Mm.
space where we don't have to do that, where we're even cooked for, so we don't even have to think about that, where we can simply focus on having that kind of deep needs for bonding with other
Mm.
humans met. Um,
Mm.
and relaxing into that. I even find now I'm in a relationship and though we see each other every day, there's still essential need to strip away all of the everyday superficial and carve time to focus on one another and to really bond and go deeper and have time to connect to our hearts. And it just feels so important
Mm.
and so easily missed when there's so many demands placed from society just to exist in our modern world. So
Mm.
yeah,
Mm.
that's me.
Yeah, there's one another thing that's been really alive for me recently as well, and it's yes, we can come to retreats and come to peak experiences, right? And have big processes and we can experience amazing things, and they're great. They give us reference points and they can unlock things in us. So those are helpful. And yet there's also been this piece for me recently of how can we give ourselves time to practice living in a different way? So for me, it's been so much about when I'm on a retreat and if I'm teaching, it's what can I how can I embody a way of being that people can actually use day to day? And for me, it's so much like those small things that we talked about is like how we're able to like come into connection a bit more, how we're able to just feel our breath. Like it's the most simple, unsexy, unglamorous things that make the biggest difference. And it's having the space to just be in that and start to build that as a foundation. For me, that coupled with having those big experiences and processes, one without the other doesn't work. It's actually starting to cultivate that practice of like how do you want to be in life? Like how how do you want to be with yourself, be with others? And it doesn't just happen like going from one thing back into life. And I feel like that's something that we can build in community and normalize. And then from that, those small pieces that we've built, that something that's sustainable that can stay with you in life. And then you can build on that, but without it having to be this huge, like, oh my God, now I'm doing like Kundalini yoga 2 hours a day. You know, it's like
Great
it doesn't
unicorn
work.
tantric energy flying out of my orifices. Yeah.
Yeah, we've all tried that,
Love
it's
those
like
two.
it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah, thank you
And
for saying that, Nick. I
yeah.
agree. And something that came out was like the practices are great, but I feel often that when I'm in retreat, it's when I'm not in the practice and I'm just having some food with somebody, that they're the golden moments is like have the practices worked so that I can just sit here with you
Mm.
and be comfortable in my body
Mm.
and be in connection with you when nobody's telling us that we have to sit here and eye gaze or we have to, but and they're the moments.
Yeah.
And I think that's like for
Mm.
this weekend that there's plenty of time for just
Mm.
chilling and relaxing and being with people on your own time. I think
Mm.
that feels important to me.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah. That feels good. Yeah, I was thinking about
Yeah.
other elements, but it already feels
Yeah.
quite complete. Feels like
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
So just to kind of close and be really clear. So we have the Friday night where we gather and meet and say hi to each other, maybe a little dance, and then we'll have yoga every morning, which will be optional, like at the early morning before breakfast. And we have breakfast, have a nice leisurely morning breakfast, and then we'll come back from breakfast and we'll have maybe some morning dancing, meditation, then we'll kind of move towards our ritual or what we're focusing for the day before lunch. And then a nice long lunch break with beautiful vegan vegetarian food. And then an afternoon session, which could be breath work, could be a ritual of some kind. um, and that's kind of how our day will flow. Sounds good.
yeah. Yeah, and then some fun in the evening on Saturday.
Yes, I think so. That'd be
Yeah.
nice. And obviously to have that kind of to have playful, we'll be offering some activities so we can get really clear in your body and what feels good for you and what's your yes in your body and what feels no in your body. And to be up front, like I'm not envisioning a retreat where everybody's naked and running around, but more something that is just an authentic bonding of how we used to bond. And like I said,
Mm.
like getting comfortable being able to hug somebody just because, um,
Mm.
and being able to like hold somebody's hand or stroke somebody's face or
Mm.
head because that feels like a
Mm.
beautiful natural thing and it's well received. So like that kind of platonic intimacy, I think if I was to label it, that would be uh,
Mm.
what I envision.
Mm. I love how that feels in my body. Like just when you say all those things, it's like that's what I love so much. It's just that safety to just be in contact and just be able to express. Like I love just being able to put a hand on someone, ask if I can just come close and cuddle and like, oh,
Like to
who,
bring that, like a little contact.
yeah, yeah,
I love contact info,
yeah,
um, but without making it a thing, just this
yeah.
ability to
Mm,
gently read the room and read ourselves, saying, oh, does contact feel nice right now? And where's the point where I want to move out of contact?
mm, mm,
Yeah, encouraging more
yeah.
agency in that.
Mm.